now that I'm getting ready to decorate, so I wanted to show you guys something that I really love to use, and that's tip couplers. So they come in two pieces like this, and they're really great for being able to use one bag of frosting, and you can change out the tips without having to have multiple bags. So one thing, you want to make sure that when you cut your bag that you're cutting it so that it's just inside this threading here, so that when you tighten the top screw on, it will actually hold that bag in place. A little bit bigger. A little bit more. So I have a small star tip. That's my star tip. This is an off-brand, but if you're using the small Wilton tips, it's probably about a number 16, number 18, somewhere in that range. So now that I have the interior on, I just pop the tip in, and then I can screw that on. So now I'm ready to fill my bag. Fold that over so it stays nice and clean. And then I'll put in some frosting. Kind of tap that down, gets all the air out, give that just a little press, and then we're gonna twist at the top. So when we're holding the bag, we're pinching right here with your thumb and forefinger, and that way the rest of your hand has that pressure around the bag. So I also have here, I have two teardrop cutters. I'm going to use these to be the outline of my piping design on my cake. So it's chilling. I do need my final coat of frosting to be set. So I don't have this on the turntable anymore because I want to make sure that this doesn't move around at all. So I'm going to just gently place these where I think I'd like to have them. Looks good. And then I'm just going to give them just a little touch down, so that now I have an outline here for what I'm going to pipe. So my shape that I'm doing is a very tiny rosette, and I'm going to use that as the outline. So I start it here at the top so I can get a nice point at the top of this teardrop. And I'm just working my way around the outline. Some nice little rosettes. Do the same for my little bitty one over here. So now I could go ahead and use my blueberry topping in this right away, but I don't want to disturb any of my piping, so I'm actually going to go ahead and just pop this back in the freezer for a few minutes to get these rosettes to set. Now that my rosettes have set, so I can just very gently, I can touch these and I know they're not moving. I have my blueberry topping here, which was chilled. I don't want to put warm topping on this, and the warmth would melt this buttercream. And then if you wanted to make this a little more of a sauce, you could absolutely puree this. I just kind of smushed a few of the blueberries a little bit so that on my smaller teardrop shape here, I wouldn't have problems getting that to stay in. So I'm just gonna gently put that in. Oops. And then I'm gonna use my small offset to just gently push that right up to the edge of the rosettes. And they're chilled, so I'm not disturbing anything. Just a little touch more. Beautiful. Now I'll do the same for my small one. Please don't fall. I'm just trying to emphasize the shape of that teardrop, so I'm just pulling that into the point a little bit. There we go. And then now I'm going to finish this with a shell border around the bottom. So just for ease, I'm going to put this back on my turntable. And I want, when I look at the cake, this is my front, so I'm going to start my piping over here. All right, and that is my finished cake. I also do want to mention the buttercream that I had left over. So I made 1 time the recipe for the buttercream. I decorated a 6-inch cake, and this was enough that I could easily decorate another 6-inch cake. And I still have some left in my piping bag. So this buttercream will last in the refrigerator a couple of weeks, or you can freeze it for up to 2 months. You just want to make sure that no matter which method you're using, you're bringing it back to room temperature. And then once it's at room temperature, then you can use the paddle attachment on medium speed to bring back some of that volume.